Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. And recently I just bought Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide on my PC. I already own that game on my PS4, so I thought, the game is cheap, so I should pretty much just buy that on PC. So I bought it on PC and I was playing that with my friend when a thought actually struck my mind, and the thought was regarding Dead Island 2. Like, what's really going on with this game? I have heard about Dead Island 2 a long time ago, and the game is still not ready. Like, we have no news regarding this game. So, I was really confused. I was like, what's going on? So I just simply went on the internet to search for this game, and I looked up, and the game has no news. Like, seriously, the developers are not talking about it, the people are not talking about it. There are some few people who are messaging the developers like, what's going on, are you making the game or not? So there are some messages. It's just there has been no news. There has been no official news from the developer side. All they are saying is that we're still developing this game. Like, seriously, they've been developing this game for like 4 or 5 years, or more than that actually. So I also looked at some of the articles and I was like so confused, and I thought, you know what, I should just simply make a video talking about this thing, and I should do some research first, because a lot of people might have the same question like me, and you might be thinking what's going on with the game. So I thought I'll make a video explaining the situation, and I'll explain a lot of things in this video. So starting from the first thing, is the game cancelled? Well, a lot of people were asking this question, so let me just answer this straight away. No, the game is not cancelled. The game is still being developed. Now, how I know this? Well, I went on the official Twitter of Deep Silver, and there in the tweets and replies, you can see them replying to people saying the game is still in development, they're still working on it. People even asked them, how far are you in the development? And they actually refused to answer. So we really don't know what's really going on. They are really not revealing anything. Then people also asked them if there is a release date. Well, they said, we don't have a release date yet, we'll let you know when we have one. Well, that simply explains that they haven't really reached that part where they can actually give us a release date. I mean, the game must have not reached that part where they could just simply tell people, well, we're going to be releasing the game next month or something, So probably the game is not yet in that condition. Maybe they're not interested in making the game anymore. I don't know what's going on with that. And at the same time, I know a lot of you guys might be pissed at the developers. I've seen that in tweets. People are pissed at the developers because the game has no news. The game is just a dead idea now. Like, it's no longer fun to wait for this game. It's just really irritating. So let me just give you guys some backstory of what's going on with this game. There are actually really worse things that actually happen. So I'll explain from the beginning, since a lot of you guys are actually confused between Techland and Deep Silver. A lot of you guys think that Techland is also developing Dead Island 2. So, I'm going to clear out those confusion as well. So starting from the first thing, the first Dead Island game was developed by Techland and was published by Deep Silver. Then came Dead Island Riptide. That game was also developed by Techland and was published by Deep Silver. Now remember, Techland here was a developer and Deep Silver was a publisher who published the game. Okay, that was the connection between two companies. Now later, Techland was like, we want to make another zombie game, something unique. And Deep Silver was like, well, we kind of don't agree with your idea. We think of continuing this Dead Island series. So Techland, what they did, they actually separated from Deep Silver, and they went on making Dying Light with the help of Warner Brothers. Now, WB Games that you see at the beginning of the intro, those are the people who published Dying Light, and Techland developed Dying Light in 2015. So that was the connection now. Techland left Deep Silver. They went on making Dying Light with a different company. So they are both separate now. Now what's with Dead Island 2? When Dying Light was announced at E3, when we saw that cinematic trailer where the Bracken was running for a drop, well, during that event, Dead Island 2 was also announced in the same year. Like, can you imagine? Both the games was announced same time, but this time Dead Island 2 was being developed by Yager Studios and was being published by Deep Silver. Remember, now the developer is Yager Studios and the publisher is Deep Silver. This is for Dead Island 2. So we also saw some amazing footage where we saw the gameplay of Dead Island 2, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it wasn't a complete game, it was still in the alpha, but that looked way better than the previous Dead Islands, and I kind of like it if the game gets released like that. There was not a problem with the game. But then the time passed and Jaeger Studios stopped developing Dead Island 2. Jaeger Studio was no longer working on Dead Island 2 and they left the project like that. So Dead Island 2 projects was shut down that time, but later Sumo Digital came into rescue and they're like, we're going to be working on this game, all right? So now Sumo Digital is the one who's developing Dead Island 2 and Deep Silver is still the person who's going to publish the game. That simply explains the situation, right? Techland has nothing to do with Dead Island. They have no connection. So people who are a bit confused there, they actually were shouting at Techland. I've seen a lot of pissed up people complaining, Techland, why are you not releasing anything about Dead Island 2? Like, why is Dead Island 2 not get released? You are making Dying Light 2, but you're not releasing Dead Island 2. Like, God, you got to do some research, guys. But I do understand a lot of people might not know about it. So if you see someone around, telling why is Techland not releasing Dead Island 2, make sure to correct them and tell them Techland has nothing to do with Dead Island 2. They're not the one making this game. There's a different company named Sumo Digital who's working on this game. So I hope a lot of confusions are a bit clear. But, as a fan, I'm really irritated by a fact that the game was announced a long time ago. Dead Island 2 was announced same time when Dying Light was announced, and from that time, Techland has released 3 different games, whereas Deep Silver, which is the publisher, they haven't really got anything out for Dead Island 2. It's really unfortunate. Now, it's 2019. Dying Light 2 is going to release. Techland is the one making that game and Techland is the one publishing that game. So they are fine. Imagine if Techland was really making Dead Island 2, the game would have released like 3 years ago. That would have been amazing. But, I cannot say anything in this situation. It's a bit of tricky thing here. But it's really unfortunate to see that an amazing franchise like Dead Island is not seeing the day of the light. Like, it's so irritating. It's 2019, we still have no info. Deep Silver has said nothing about the game. All they're saying is they're still working on the game. You can go on the tweets and see that. I'm going to be linking some tweets in the description. They are the latest tweets from January 17, 20th, 2019. They're the latest tweets. They're saying they're working on the game. They just don't want to show any progress. Like, if you have made even a 1% or 2% progress, please show us that. At least people will have a bit of hope. Where is the hope thing? There's no hope. Also, if you're looking at the release date on Amazon, GameStop, please don't look at those because those are just placeholders. Those are there to just kind of confuse people, to be honest with you. They should not have that shit. I've said that for Dying Light 2 as well. GameStop, Amazon, these people should not have a placeholder date. Because if you put that there, a lot of people get confused thinking that those are release date and they buy the game. Like, seriously, in 2015 and 2016, I saw that Dead Island 2 was on Amazon and that game would release in December 31st, 2016 or 2015. That was the way to bait people. It's pretty stupid. I don't like this kind of practice, but it's just what it is. It's there. Some people know it's a placeholder. A lot of people don't know it's a placeholder. So if you are one of those guys who actually paid for it, please get a refund right now. I mean, at the moment, we still have no hope. If Deep Silver releases a news about the game, we will have a hope, and I'm sure a lot of people will be interested again in Dead Island 2, and they will definitely pre-order the game if we at least have a hope that the game will release soon. Not thinking that my grandchildren will play Dead Island 2 when Dying Light 15 or something comes out. That's so fucked up, dude. That was all I had to say, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about it. Dead Island 2, what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.